We return on Southeast Texas Weekly to give Godfrey Leggett his due on this question about immigration. Let me ask you this. The voter ID issue in the state of Texas, passed by Texas Republicans, says you have to have a voter, you have to have a photo ID if you're going to be able to vote.
Okay.
You say it's suppressing, let me finish, you say it's suppressing the vote of the Democrats in the great state of Texas. Republicans say if the president legalizes with the stroke of a pen in one night 6 million previously illegal immigrants, it's the same thing. A naked power play from the beginning. Most of those 6 million, would you not agree, will end up voting
they
Democratic?
probably will vote Democratic, yes.
Are these one and the same? Your party has done nothing but have a naked political power play and
there was never any voter fraud anyway. Nobody could ever find any evidence.
Except right now in Baltimore, in Maryland, where they're actually suing.
We're talking about Texas here.
No,
right?
but we're talking about voter fraud, which Eric Holder says there's not. It's kind of like there's not a smidgen of corruption in the IRS.
I don't know that there's any in Baltimore either.
Well, as a matter of fact, let me explain to you why.
Or Chicago, for that matter.
No,
Chicago.
No, that's different. But right now in Maryland,
we'll give you Chicago.
Yeah,
okay,
we'll give you Chicago.
Yeah, we know Chicago. But no, in Maryland right now, they're suing because individuals showed up and said, I cannot serve on jury duty because I'm not a legal resident, okay? And then they show up and vote in 2006, 2008, 2010, 2012. The same people,
They have
that's
a right,
voter
don't
fraud.
they have a right to vote somewhere?
No, not if they're not a citizen.
They have to be.
You can't say I'm not a citizen.
If they're not a citizen, that's true.
Hence the opening of the question. I mean,
that's
you're
the
talking
voter
about
fraud.
You're talking about 6 million people that are not citizens. They have no business voting in our elections.
But Godfrey,
if they're here working in this country and paying taxes,
then become a citizen.
Well,
but Jeff, is he correct when he says that essentially that's exactly what Republicans are trying to do, to suppress the Democratic vote by suppressing those who would 600,000 Texans who want to go to the polls.
This is a late election ploy to try to bring out the old Jim Crow laws and all this. I mean, and it's hogwash.
It's unfortunate that the court did not address.
Hang on a second. You should be able to present an ID and vote, okay? Period.
You should be able
drove there.
You should be able to
show
present a voter registration card.
Well, let's assume you
Fair
got.
enough.
But they won't accept it anymore.
We made it simple, okay? Voter registration card doesn't have an ID. They should.
But
okay,
you can get an ID just like
give them
that.
a picture ID to show, hey, this is who it is. It's meant to protect the vote, okay? It's not meant to
there's
suppress
no
it.
evidence that you're protecting
and
the
you
darn
know
thing.
you know what's
WL,
fascinating?
WL, let's go.
The fascinating point is that 70% of the minorities agree as well that you should have an ID to go in and vote.
You guys can
and
hold
where
this
they've
off.
passed the voter ID before Texas did, actually minorities increased their voting after they had voter IDs.
Absolutely.
You guys can hold this off for a time, but the demographics wave is coming, and it's going to bury you.
Okay, but you're talking about something completely different. We
I'm
have
talking
no problem with
about
the
4 or 5 years down the road.
We want to make sure that the vote is protected and is not fraudulent, and that's all we're asking.
Yeah, sure.
Well,
We
that's
don't
so
care
your
who's
vote
voting.
counts.
But that's
because
my vote counts. Yours does too.
No, not if the Republicans had a tunnel of people coming over saying, "Look, we'll let you vote, and here's who you got to vote for." You go, wait a minute.
As far as I'm concerned,
Godfrey voted, and I took his vote away because I let somebody in the country vote illegally that's not a citizen.
the Center for American whatever, I forget the name of it, they investigate voter fraud, and they found no evidence of voter fraud to speak of anywhere in the country. Very low.
Is that because
percentages.
no one's
Very low
investigating?
percentages.
You remember that?
Not enough to shift an election.
Do you remember that?
There have been instances of voter tampering.
Okay,
in the past.
so Florida 2000, that was absolutely would not have affected anything.
No, that was very definitely suppression of votes.
Oh, okay.
Here's
that
what-
was voter
here's-
suppression all of a
You
sudden.
know,
Yes, it
you
was.
talk about
Okay.
voter fraud.
All right.
It
Yeah.
reminds me.
All right.
It reminds me of that great movie Casablanca, where the guy walks in, the inspector, and goes, "There's gambling here."
you couldn't see the
You know, it's
gambling,
like
yes, I know.
I had no idea.
Shocked, I say?
Shocked.
We're going to get to more of the week's news, including Ebola. We'll talk about jobs. We'll talk about Jeb Bush, one of Godfrey's favorite
like Jeb Bush, don't you?
politicians.
We want to make sure everybody gets out and votes too.
Yes,
And we'll
get
talk-
out and vote.
And
by
we'll
all
talk
means.
about a lot more when Southeast Texas Weekly continues. Stay with us.